1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon. It is Thursday, April 23rd. I am Bruce Leonard, of course. Thank you for tuning into another hour of Bruce Leonard Leans Left while it's still legal. I'm still legal today, I believe. I gotta say, we are at a place where it's hard to even codify just how bizarre everything is become. Like everything is a lie. Everything is bullshit. I don't know if you've seen this story about Trump saving these Iranian women who are supposed to be executed. But they say that these are AI generated images. Trump says they're real people. It's hard to even describe the bizarreness of how everything is coded in so many lies and so much bullshit now in the era of Donald Trump that you cannot quantify how crazy it all is. It's insane. Now, did he save these women? Did he not save these women? The Iranians say they're AI. Like, do you know? Can you believe them? Like, you can't. You can't even wrap your head around. Trump says that everything's obliterated, the military's obliterated, and then their navy's gone, and yet Iran speeds out there in these boats and attacks a ship. What's up, Silent Gaming? We're through the looking glass. Like there is no truth left in this world, and I find it sad. What's up, boss? Gaither Cole. Thanks for tuning in, Connor. I'm asking you if any of you can tell me, like, what can you believe? You've only been on here for 1 second. He's already like, you're annoying. Anyway, it's hard. What's up, Julia? It's hard to take it, really. You're like, on all sides. Everything is propaganda. Everything is lies. Everything is coded in copious amounts of bullshit that you don't know what is real and what isn't anymore, And then you got people like Theo Vaughn who were... You're all right, Connor. I know I couldn't have annoyed you in like 1 second. It's like... It's like, at least give me a minute. I did fix the microphone. It was terrible. Silent Gamer says he hit Iran because they didn't kiss his ass. No, I don't think that. I think that he really thought that they were just going to lay down like Venezuela did and just let him take over. I really think that he's that naive and childish in his thinking that, I mean, of course, because they don't kiss his ass, it's definitely a... Thanks, Connor. I appreciate that. I definitely think that there's an element of that. Like Trump needs everyone to kiss his ass, and they didn't kiss his ass, so he's gonna attack him. But I also believe that he really thought that if he dropped all these bombs on him, that they would just give up, and bow down to him. Because of course he doesn't know anything about the Iranian people or the history of the country or the history of the world for that matter. You're talking about a guy who's... I was talking about this before. His major foreign policy initiatives and thoughts, philosophies are from the 1800s, man. He's talking about the Monroe Doctrine. And I said, fucking tariffs. Smoot-Hawley tariffs. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? And people like Theo Von going, I don't understand what's going on. It's like, what do you mean you don't understand what's going on? You got fucking played. That's what's going on. Trump sold you some bullshit and you bought into it. That's what's happening. Plain and simple. There is no other way to put it. Like, it's like he used you for your millions of listeners who are also idiots. It's like if you're going to Theo Von for your political fucking views, like there's something wrong with you already. It's like read a fucking book. Come up with the thought of your own. Like, why do you need these people to tell you what to do, what to think? That's the problem. Is like I said, the internet has given everyone a crutch that they could use for their own ignorance. It's like, well, I don't need to learn anything because I learned it all from Joe Rogan. And it's like, really? And you think that's sufficient? Intellectually. It's just like this. Like you're watching this show. I'm not sitting here telling you that I know all the fucking answers to everything because I don't. I just tell you what I see and how I interpret what's going on. And anyone that can watch what's happening right now and say that Donald Trump has a firm grasp of everything that's happening is clearly deluding themselves and living in an alternate reality where you're just afraid to admit that you were wrong, And that's another thing is how long does this go on before we say, hey, we got to get rid of this guy. We got to get him out of office, or it's like 25th Amendment or impeach, remove. I mean, how bad does it have to get? Are they really going to let him drive it all the way down to the bottom of the ditch? You know what I mean? Like before anyone does anything. And if you watch these that come up with the election, they're not pivoting or changing. That's why it's a cult. Donald Trump is at 30% approval rating now. 30%. And these congressmen who are running for Congress are just out here like, well, I support Trump. They're using the same tactics that they were using before. But my question is it going to work now? Because clearly the country is going in a bad direction, and what you need is people to put a check on this guy, not nutlickers. More not. We're just going to rubber stamp everything he does. What's up, Reeve? Thanks for tuning in. Yes, Kenny doesn't have a grasp on shit. That's the point. Philip says 30% is generous. That was a Fox News poll, which means that's probably inflated. But see, it's always been my contention, Philip, that the 30%, that's the built-in mega. It's a cult. They would drink the Kool-Aid if he asked them to do it. I do believe that 100%. They're that fanatically devoted to the man personally. Yes, well, that's my point, Philip. It's like if we don't want another Great Depression, we need to take action. That's what I'm saying is how far do they let this go before even Republicans go, we got to get this guy, this is bad. It's not good. And every day he becomes more delusional. Today, I swear to God, today, he was holding up pictures of Martin Luther King and him at the Capitol, talking about how he had a bigger crowd than Martin Luther King, Jr. or whatever. It's the man's insane, clearly insane. There's something wrong with the man mentally. That's like, there's no denying that. He is not a normal dude. And all this stuff is going on, right? We're in the middle of a war. Yes. Prices are out of control. Philip says home prices, groceries, energy prices, my mortgage and taxes have gone way up. They don't want us to own homes. Even farmers are selling off their land just to stay afloat. Yes, it's going to get worse when they can't get fertilizer. That's what I mean is this is just going to continue to get worse. And in the meantime, this is all going on, right? People are suffering. And he's spending his time worrying about what people are saying about him. This is just today. On True Social, right? All this stuff is happening. And he's sitting around putting this out. The Wall Street Journal has lost its way. An idiot on the Wall Street Journal's editorial board named Elliot Kaufman just wrote an op-ed entitled, "The Iranians Take Trump for a Sucker." Really? For 47 years, they've killed our people and many others, taking advantage of every president except me. And what did I give to them? A country in tatters. Their entire navy is at the bottom of the sea. Their air force is gone. Their anti-aircraft, the radar is wiped out. Their nuclear labs and storage areas were obliterated late one dark June evening by our great B-2 bombers. Their leaders are dead, including General Soleimani, their evil genius who destroyed the lives of so many with his favorite roadside bombs. The Strait of Hormuz is blockaded and totally controlled by the U.S., with no ships allowed to go to Iranian ports. It is said that they're losing $500 million a day because of this. Their country is in economic catastrophe that's hanging on by a thread. Barack Hussein Obama gave $1.7 billion in green cash flown in by a Boeing 757 to their leaders and hundreds of billions of dollars in order to help them on their way to a nuclear bomb. Other presidents did nothing to stop them. A blight on the office of the presidency. But despite all of this, I have a moron on the editorial board of the Wall Street Journal writing about me being taken for a sucker. Iran certainly doesn't think so. Neither does anyone else. I guess Rupert Murdoch told him to write it this way because the Wall Street Journal has lost its way. No longer required reading. Just another failing political rag. President Trump. Now, instead of sitting around coming up with the plan for how to get out of this shit, he's doing that. And on Fox News tonight, they'll be like, he's the greatest president to ever live. Philip says, we've been following Israel for God knows what reason. They say jump and we jump. Trump wanted to nuke codes, but the top MRC general confronted him about it. Yeah, I heard that story, but it wasn't really confirmed story. So I haven't really talked about it here because I don't like to engage in speculation, but I mean, it's just like those stories about when right, Philip says he doesn't sleep like a vampire. Right, exactly. He's up at 4 a.m. fucking typing this shit. But then today, he's falling asleep in the Oval Office. Look. The motherfucker's sleeping. That's why people are talking. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Philip. It's not 100% confirmed true story. That said, that's why I haven't brought it up really here because he said I don't. That's my problem. Going back to what I was saying in the beginning of the show is Trump has created a world now where everything is suspect. You can't believe anything that anyone is saying and anything that you see. I'll give you an example. Todd Blanche, right, is going after the Southern Poverty Law Center. I don't know if you know what the Southern Poverty Law Center is, but it's a nonprofit group that tracks hate groups in this country, like the Klan and the neo-Nazis. It keeps an eye on them so that, you know, in case if they're... Philip says, dude is in his 80s. It should be supper time at 6, bedtime at 8. Yes, exactly. Except he's up at 4 a.m, fucking manically tweeting on social media. That's the other thing is like, how can you negotiate a deal with Iran when he won't shut the fuck up for 5 minutes? When you don't know what they're saying behind doors in these meetings, and yet he is just frantically, manically tweeting shit on social media. which he might just contradict everything that you fucking just told them. It's like, why would you want to work for someone like this? I don't even get like how it could be enjoyable in any way to work for this fucking piece of shit. It's like- but anyway, so here's what's happening, right? So Todd Blanche, if you don't know who Todd Blanche is, Todd Blanche used to be Trump's personal attorney, right? And he was the assistant attorney general. So when he fired Pam Bondi, Todd Blanche is now the acting attorney general. So he's the attorney general, but he's not confirmed by the Senate. Shocker. I think he can only do that for like 100 days or something before he has to either go for a confirmation hearing or they have to nominate someone else. I'm not exactly sure the number of days, but either way, Todd Blanche, who used to be Trump's personal attorney when he was the assistant attorney general, right, went and gave Ghislaine Maxwell, the pedophile sex trafficker, partner of Jeffrey Epstein, that softball interview, right, where she said, "Oh, I didn't know it. I never saw or heard anything about Trump," which of course is a fucking lie. It is all softball questions. And anyway, immediately after that, right, had her transferred from a prison, a real prison, to a softball prison, like a prison camp where she could have a puppy and shit. Right? And that's where she is now. Right? So this man, who is actively engaged in helping with the cover up, there's 3 million Epstein files that he said they don't need to release. Or that they're not going to release. Or he claims they're not relevant. Then again, if you believe that, yeah, fucking, Anyway, or as I said, actively engaged in the cover up of these powerful people, of course. Anyway, so now they're going after the Southern Poverty Law Center, which I said is a nonprofit who tracks hate groups in this country like the Klan and shit. And they indicted them because the Southern Poverty Law Center apparently paid informants inside of these groups to give them information. Like the government does, like the FBI does, wherever if they want to get inside of a gang or something, they find a gang member who is a rat, and they offer him money and to get him out of whatever charges he has, and they use him as an informant. Well, the Southern Poverty Law Center was doing something like that by giving these informants inside these groups money to give them information about what these people were doing. Spies, basically. So Todd Blanche claims that means that they're defrauding the donors to the Southern Poverty Law Center by using their money to pay these informants. It's defrauding them. But I don't know if you know anything about the... Yes, I do. Barefoot Royals. Philip just said, this time in history just blows my mind. Imagine telling people from 100 years ago that this would happen. Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I don't know. I said they lived through the Nazis and shit. It's the same thing. It's just more technology. It's the same shit. It's like I said on the last episode. It's like fascism is just the same shit over and over and over. They just gin people up against these created enemies, and they use culture warfare to brainwash people into thinking that their way of life or whatever, their race is threatened, and then they get into tribal mode, and then they steal all their money. Take away the rights to oppress them. It's the same playbook over and over and over. Now, like I said, we have more technology. Like I said, they have a huge, giant brainwash machine, which is what I'm about to get to right now about this story. So the indictment that they put out is bullshit to begin with, because they claim that they're defrauding the donors of the Southern Poverty Law Center by using their money to pay these informants. But anyone who knows anything about the Southern Poverty Law Center knows what the fuck they do, which is to monitor hate groups. That's why they exist. So, why would you care that they were using your money to get information? You wouldn't. So they're not defrauding you in any way. It's a made up bullshit charge. But but this is what happened. So the right wing brainwash machine kicked into action, right? And did what they always do, which I told you they have a method. They take a story that has a kernel of truth. Sometimes they'll even invent that story, like with this bullshit indictment. They're not going to win in court this case. It might probably won't even get to court because what they're alleging is ridiculous. Like, people give money to the Southern Poverty Law Center so they can monitor hate groups. So they use this money to get informants so they can monitor the hate groups. They're doing exactly what they said they were going to do when you gave them money. It's like saying that the ACLU was defrauding you because they were using your money for lawyers and to file lawsuits against the government. And you're like, well, that's exactly why they fucking exist, right? That's the purpose of the fucking organization. Same as the Southern Poverty Law Centers. But this is what happened. So the right wing took that story and they turned it into the Southern Poverty Law Center actually financed and planned things like Charlottesville, and you're like, that's not true at all and is not alleged in the indictment that they put out. But see, they take that real story and they bury it under a big pile of complete fucking bullshit and fear-mongering shit. And then they say, look, the racism doesn't even exist. They gotta make it happen themselves. And you're like, that's exactly not what happened. But they lie constantly about everything. And millions of people get their information from these people. And they're lies. I mean, it's straight up lies. It's not in the indictment. There was a guy on Substack that said that, and I said to him straight up, I said, well, obviously you didn't read the indictment because that's not what it says. And you're obviously full of shit. At first I called him an idiot, and then he said, well, he'd like to hear the other side of the story. And I said, the other side of the story is you just made up a bunch of shit. And he didn't respond, as usual. None of them respond. Because they know they're caught in their fucking bullshit lies. And they know they're lying. It's just like the podcasters now that all supported Trump and now they're all like turning on Trump. It's like they're only turning on Trump because the people are turning on Trump. And they can't keep trying to sell you this idea that Trump is great when everybody's realizing that he's not. Julia says maybe this Southern Poverty Law Center is dangerously close to exposing who is really financing the hate groups. So in order to cover their tracks, they've indicted them. We know it's people in the GOP funding hate groups. Yeah, exactly. That or they're running. Or they're running a fucking I said it's a reverse operation. They're running smoke screens for the Klan. That they're voters. The Nazis and the Klan, as I've told you for a decade now, the Nazis and the Klan have been folded into the Republican Party. As a matter of fact, they've taken over the Republican Party because the moderate Republicans are soft. And they let them take control of their party. And then they voted out all the real Republicans and replaced them in the Congress with all these nutlickers who are totally unqualified, like the plumber and the... and the football coach, and Joni Ernst. No, I am not quack. Not a Jew. We go through this other. You didn't call me that, but you might as well have. And no, I believe AIPAC is a cancer on this country. If it was up to me, they wouldn't exist. But I said, I don't think super PAC should exist at all. I think that we should go to public financing of elections, and everyone should get the same budget. That's just my personal view. I think they take all this money out of politics because I said, as you see, the tech bros and the AIs, they bought our government. Peter Thiel, he might as well be the shadow president. Like I said, do you realize that Eric Trump just got a $24 million government contract. Let me make sure that's correct. Yes, $24 million Pentagon government contract for drones. Right? This is the president's son. Remember? Not even like it wasn't even that long ago, was it? Like last year before, they were all up in arms because Hunter Biden made $50,000 somewhere, and they're like, "Oh, this is corruption." Now the president's son is getting a millions of dollars contract from the government that his father runs. Not a word from them about this. Of course. It's totally fine. Because these people are disingenuous shitbags who don't give a shit about you or me. And that was the lie the whole time. MAGA is I hesitate to call it a psyop because these people aren't smart enough to run a psyop, but it definitely is a political mindfuck. It's a gaslight, where they gin the regular jerk off all up about some shit that doesn't have anything to do with their real lives, like trans people playing in sports or gay people, or they are totally made up shit like this. Like, oh, the schools public schools just take your son and turn him into a little girl at 10 years old. Which happens nowhere in the world. It's like, but these people believe it. Or that, the liberals are taking over, and it's gotten so crazy that there's furries in the elementary school, and they put cat boxes in there for them. Because they're woke, and people believe this. Joe Rogan fell for this. Michelle Hitchcock says, Maggie eats misinformation for breakfast every day. Yes, exactly. Yamil says, what are your thoughts on the stay away from me gangs roaming outside in cities in America? Stay away from them. Yeah, whatever got jumped. What does that mean? I've heard about these kinds of things, but I haven't personally came across it. I mean, if you listen to people around here, it's just like I say. If you are here, Sankey says, my glasses make me look smart. Say something profound real quick. Well, I'm having a discussion. Yamil says he hates Florida. Yeah, Florida sucks. I lived there for 10 years, my friend. I lived in Clearwater, right outside Tampa. 10 years. But it was good and bad, A lot of drugs in Florida. A lot of partying. I spent my 20s in Florida in the days. It's like, no, but I'm saying, Emil, they say that shit like that goes on in Cincinnati where I live, but I go over there all the time and walk around, and I've never seen it. It's never happened to me. Most of these things that you see are people, like groups of youth are hanging out in a club somewhere, or they run into each other at some public thing. Concierge says, Orivate actors get no exemption. A private entity such as the Southern Poverty Law Center pays members of a criminal enterprise, and even for information gathering, they don't get a pass. What do you mean? First of all, when you give your money to a charitable organization, right, you pretty much expect that they're going to use your money to do whatever the stated purpose of that organization is. Am I right, Kosir? So like I said, it'd be like if you gave money to the ACLU and then they turned around and said that the ACLU was defrauding you because they were using money to pay lawyers to file lawsuits against the government, or to defend people who have been wrongfully convicted or something like that. And you go, wait, that's the stated mission statement of the fucking people. That's why I gave them the money. I don't care if the Southern Poverty Law Center uses my money to pay a Klan rat to rat on his brethren. No. Their whole purpose is to know what these people are doing, to keep an eye on them. They have a map of all these groups and where they are. And it's not like these groups don't exist. They do exist. And that's what I'm telling you about the smoke screen now that the right's trying to. They're throwing a smoke screen to pretend like these groups don't exist and that the left is making it up somehow, which is the exact opposite of reality. The truth is, these groups do exist. And like Antifa is like a made up bullshit. Antifa is not an organization has meetings and has a leader and has a corporate structure like these white supremacist groups, these Nazi groups, the Klan, etc. I have the Klan book here. I ordered it from. They sent it here. If you go all the way back, one of the first beginning shows I did, it was a test episode, even I believe, when I was just figuring or reading this out. I fucking read it out loud. Yamil says, because you know how to mind your own business. Good for you. But you know what I'm saying. I walk around down, like I went to a concert the other night. I parked downtown. I walked out. I was alone. I was meeting some friends at the concert, right? I went to see Pussifer. And then I got out of my car. I walked out onto the sidewalk. I walked down to Taft Theater. I watched the concert. Came out of the concert at night. Walked back to my car. Nothing happened. And they act like, oh, you can't even walk around down there. It's so terrible. A lot of it is gaslighting, man. And is there problems? Yes, but there's always been problems. Julia says, did you see Bruce Barron is starting a beverage company for a drink created by South American indigenous tribes a millennia ago? Talk about cultural appropriation. Deport them, but take their drink. Yeah, exactly. Here's another thing. It seems like a small, petty thing, but it's not, right? The Afghans who helped us fight in Afghanistan, Trump is trying to deport them now. Why? Because he's a racist piece of shit prick. But the point of the matter is, okay, this is going to endanger national security in the future. Why? Because who's going to fucking believe that if these people in another country, we go to war, God forbid, again, somewhere, that these people are going to help us when they see that Trump just fucking cut them loose? You can't trust the word of the United States. We don't keep our word. Numerous times. Like I said, we told Ukraine to give up their nuclear weapons. We did not help. Yes, Michelle Hitchcock. Rogan helped endorse Trump, helped get him elected. That's my point. And as soon as he started turning on Trump and talking about how this war sucks and how the ICE raids were terrible, and you see, he called up Joe Rogan to kiss his ass. He's like, well, you want your psychedelics? Joe Rogan texted Trump some shit. Once there was a study, like it wasn't even like a real study. Like it was a real study, but it was like, some side doctor did it himself. So it's an obscure study, but just one. And Joe Rogan takes that and goes, this means that it works. And he texts it to Trump like, we need to do this. Now, as I said before, I agree with this. I agree with it. Some dude says, tell all the kiddos about MK Ultra. That's like a whole series. You want to do it? I have to do like a History on Fire series about put cigarette in mouth. I used to smoke on the show, Steven, but I don't anymore because my girlfriend said that I should try to look more professional. Yes, MK Ultra, and all this shit he said. Did you see what just happened? Some dude that apparently Trump had the CIA in Mexico fucking around with the cartels, and there was some car crash, and the CIA dudes got killed, and the Mexican government figured out that Trump was down there fucking around with the CIA and the cartels somehow. And speaking of that, I wanted to tell you, I've been saying all this time that they're just murdering people out there in the Caribbean. It's not even, they keep saying that these are drug traffickers, that they're blowing up out there, right? Randomly blowing up boats in the Caribbean. Well, this is true. This just happened. There's a story in like the The Guardian, I think it was. It said the U.S. military bombed an Ecuadorian fishing boat, falsely claiming that it was transporting drugs. The surviving fishermen were released, given that there was no evidence of drug smuggling. Trump has bombed around 50 of these supposed drug boats already, usually without survivors. They've murdered people. The count is up to over 200 now, I believe. People they just randomly murdered in boats in the Caribbean Ocean. And people act like this is not even a big deal. Some dude says MK Ultra never ended, my guy. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, all of it. You saw the Abu Ghraib and what they did at Guantanamo Bay, and the enhanced interrogation and all that other shit. Like, dude, the government is they're scumbags, most of them. Which is what I. But this particular version of American government is particularly scumbaggy, and why anybody like Leiprit says, libs devils, Trump rules, Toki says, bro, imagine at night it's colder than outside. Not to mention Palestine. No one's even talking about the Gaza Strip, right? They leveled the Gaza Strip. People are living in tents now. And I saw a thing today that said it's so hot. The tents are like ovens. And they're just living in rubble. And no one seems to care. Meanwhile, Israel just continuing to attack, Lebanon or whatever else. Those people are just sitting there. How long is that going to go on? Because now everybody's focused on Iran. No one. You're talking about an entire people who are just sitting there in a pile of rubble, starving. Some dude says the government is a little sus. Yeah, you think so? I said, but they've always been. But this one is pure evil. People don't seem to realize that because they hide themselves behind Christianity and shit. It's like, dude, even Christians wouldn't murder randomly 200 fishermen off the Caribbean Ocean to make a reality TV show where it looks like they were fucking tough. Daniel says, where was Gondar when the Westfold fell? Yeah, exactly. And like Trump is in a bind now. Because what is he going to do? He already blew his load. Right? They're already talking about they dropped so many bombs that now they don't. If they continue to drop bombs, they won't be able to fight China or Russia or anyone else. So now he's up against the wall where he can't really bomb them again. Right? Now he can keep fucking saying it. Some dude says when they got JFK, there was no going back, I figure, right? Well, they also took out Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, Robert Kennedy, anyone who was a danger to the machine, I suppose. It's just like the Epstein files. Like the Epstein files is the closest you're going to get to actually getting these people. And they're doing everything they can to hide that shit, aren't they? Right out in the open. They're not even pretending anymore. It's like, you're not going to see these files. There's 3 million of them. Like, Daniel says the beacons are lit and Gondar calls for aid. Yes, exactly. But that's like us. That's what's going to happen to us. We're going to light the beacons and everybody's going to go, fuck you. I don't know if you saw this, or you probably didn't because you don't read all this fucking shit like I do, but and you shouldn't. I don't recommend it. But this is true. I found this out today. It says the United States has just nuked its own arms export business, not with a missile, with a phone call. Pete Hegseth rang Estonia's defense minister and told him that the HIMARS and Javelin deliveries are on hold indefinitely. Months, not weeks. No timeline, no alternative. Just sorry, but we're busy bombing Iran. And that's it. 20 years of patient allegiance building vaporized in a Monday morning call. Here's what European defense planners now know for certain. American weapons come with an asterisk. The asterisk reads, subject to cancellation whenever Washington decides its own adventure takes priority. You can sign the contracts. You can train your soldiers. You can build your entire defense posture around U.S. systems. And then one day, the ammo stops. No warning. No plan B. Estonia is already shopping elsewhere. So is everyone else, with the kind of focus that only comes from genuine betrayal. The Americans think that this is a pause, but Europe knows it's a divorce. Like I said, the world is never going to be the same. And we are now alone. And if you think that just getting rid of Trump is going to bring everyone back, it's not going to happen. Yes, Kingsman, that is true. Unfortunately so. John says, used to tell my security guys, don't start hard because it gives you no place to go. Trump tried and failed as usual. Yes. Some dude says, if by my sword or life I can protect Frodo, I will. Yes, exactly, Samwise. That you will. But that's the problem is we don't have any credibility anymore. Yes, Kingsman, that is true. Where are you? And it is true. I won't deny that. Apparently, I haven't watched this show because I've been saying it for a long fucking time. Of course I have, some dude. And the party told you to ignore the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was his most essential command. Which is where we are now, as I said. Because I don't know if you've noticed this. Even the people who, like I said, I don't recommend it, but like in my feed, I get Matt Walsh all the time, right? And when the Iran war first came, Matt Walsh was like, this is fucked up, this is bad, this is wrong. And then that went on for about 2 days. And then somebody got to him, and then he started defending the war. Which proves that none of these people are genuine in any way. They're disingenuous, dishonest shitbags who will say what they're fucking told to say. Which is why I don't understand why people get their fucking opinions and their political fucking philosophies from people like this. Yes, you're right, Zone. He fell in line in hours. That's what I mean. At first, he was like, this is wrong. This is fucked up. And then Ben Shapiro was like, you're going to get in line or you're going to get fired. He was like, this war is great. That's Scott Jennings. He always says, in my view, it's like, you ain't got no views, Scott Jennings. You do what they fucking tell you to do. You say what they fucking tell you to say. Yeah, some dude. They're all fucking nut-licking mouthpieces. I miss the days when people had their own opinions. You know, there aren't any Hunter S. Thompsons and shit anymore. I mean, they're around, but you got to find them on Substack and places like that because they're not in the mainstream media. The mainstream media is fucking total garbage. It's owned by corporations who steer the information in the directions that they want it to go. Some dude says they're all mouthpieces. Kiddos of today eat it up. Yeah, exactly. Zone says it's the result of their core ideological contradictions, meaning the reality of the grift. Yes. And that they got played, because that's what I said. That's why I thought it was funny, because there was a clip of Theo Von going, I don't understand what's going on. It's like, what's going on is you got played like a bitch. He was over there opening up for Trump. Didn't you? You didn't see that? Don't remember that? Right after Trump was elected, he went over to, I don't know, fucking one of those countries, the UAE or Qatar or somewhere, and he was going to speak to some soldiers on the base, and Theo Von's opening up for him. Now Theo Von's going, I don't know what's It's like, I know what's going on. You're dumb as fuck. And nothing You can't tell what's real or what isn't anymore. When Iran is possibly more credible than your president, it's not a good place. Peace Love says, my friend ate Taco Bell yesterday. Now I know the real meaning of terror. This news should be on main news. Well, you ought to know that. Taco Bell's not even food. It's like, if they don't make it exactly right, I swear to God, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, you've ever had this experience, Taco Bell, but if they don't make it exactly just right, it fucking tastes like cardboard, bro. It's like, literally, tastes like you're eating a cardboard box. Like, I don't know what those chips are made out of, but they ain't fucking corn. It's like, it's that corn that they feed horses and pigs. It's not even fucking fit for human consumption. It's like, and that shit they put in the tacos, it ain't meat. That's been proven. It's like 40% some kind of oatmeal filling. It's like, it's not even real meat. So yeah, don't eat it. It's like, some dude says, Bruce, they want us in the pod. That's true. That's true. Forzone says, Uncle's chill. Thank you. Peace Love says, I don't know, but I'm not the same man after that. That was your first experience with Taco Bell? Better be your last. Some of those restaurants like that, like I said, you got to have like you got to build up an immunity before you can eat. It's like White Castle. You ever been to White Castle? If you've never been to White Castle before, I don't recommend going, because if you just go there, it's your first time. Same thing. It's gonna blow right through your fucking gut like a like an Iranian nuclear weapon. Like I used to really love Long John Silver's. I don't know why. I guess because it's just the old adage, if you deep fried anything in grease, it's great, right? No, it's that batter that they have. It tastes fucking good. But anyway, but then you don't eat them for a long time. It's hard to find one nowadays. But there's one, and then they put them in with the KFCs. Like KFC bought Long John Silver's, so sometimes you go to KFC, it's KFC and Long John Silver's, and you're like, oh, there's Long John Silver's. I used to love this, and then you're like, give me it, and then you eat it, and you're like, oh no, I lost my immunity because you got to eat that shit all the time, or else your fucking gut. Forzone says, I'm British, so it's my first time trying Taco Bell last month. Generally, that stuff is not food. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not food. Those chips that they use, like I said, if they don't cook them just right, they literally taste like you're eating a cardboard box. And you know it's bad when a British person's saying, this food sucks. He's like, oh man, I'm going back to kidney pie or whatever. It's better than this. Which is true. Or going back to that thing. What is that thing they eat with it's like tied in the stomach? What is that called? I can't remember what it's called. It's like rice, and it's like a stuffed pepper kind of, except it's in a stomach. It's like, I was not gonna remember the name of it. Peace Love says, my girlfriend's not talking to me now, by the way. Her forehead is huge. She dreams at 8K anyway. Your absolute face blue smiling. Right. Some dude says the tastiest cardboard box was. No, you know what they do have is a good taco sauce. You buy, yes, John, haggis. That's it. It's like I said, it's like a stuffed pepper. The ingredients of a stuffed pepper is like ground beef and rice and stuff, except they put it in they put it in like a sheep stomach, and then the British got weird food, man. Is it blood pudding? What the fuck is that? Like, it's like, oh, just let the blood, just let that sit up. We're gonna have that for dessert. What? Oh yeah, It'll get good and thick here shortly. It's like, we were talking about that before. There was a British guy uh, on here. And I was asking him, I was like, how is it that all these other countries below you, like France and Spain and Italy, they got all this good ass food, and like the only thing separating you is that little bit of water, and yet you just cross that little bit of water, and it's like they can't cook. It's like, yes, peace, love, and I've read the books several times when I was growing up. It was one of my favorite things. I read all four of them. I mean, you got to count The Hobbit too. So I read The Hobbit and all three of the Lord of the Rings books probably 4 or 5 times. Way before they made that fucking movie. Which I was actually, when they made the movie, I was pleasantly surprised because usually they fuck that shit up. But the Peter Jackson did a good job of making it into a movie. And even though it was 3 movies and the movies were real long, there were still things they left out. It's like, it's a long and intricate fucking story, man. But what about it, peace, love? Yes, some dude. Do you remember the TV show Tales from the Crypt? Yes. Yes, it had everyone in it. Remember Joe Pesci was married to the twin women? They were, that was a good episode. There were a lot of good episodes of that show. Everyone was in that show. It was like the Columbo of the modern era, where like all these famous people were in that show all the time. Each show had different people, and Columbo was the same way. Columbo always had super famous people. Even Johnny Cash did a Columbo. The parade of stars that were on that show was like ridiculous for the time. Peace Love says, thank God now you know my pain. My girlfriend looks like Gollum. Sweet. Yeah, he was she's so precious. Yeah, exactly. Some dude says that episode was called Split Personality. Yeah. Remember he was trying to fucking, they had money and he was trying to scam them. He pretended like he was twins too, even though he was. But because somehow they could never be in the same place at the same time. I think they cut him in half, didn't they? That was it. They decided to cut him in half. Make a share. It was a really good show. Not long ago, I went and saw the movie Creep Show. Because sometimes these movie theaters, they show old movies. And I just happened to see it. I was going to see some other movie, and then I was like scrolling down, looking at the movies that they were showing, the old ones. And like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, they'll show old movies. And they're like, Creep Show. I was like, oh man, I love that. Creep Show is another one. Everybody was in it. Ted Danson was in there before he wasn't even famous. He got drowned by Leslie Nielsen. And they came back to life. And I think they tried to bring it back, but it wasn't as good. And it went away pretty quick. That's one thing you got to give HBO. Like, I was talking about that with somebody not long ago. It was like, HBO always has quality series. Yeah, Costello. See, she said we just saw The Godfather at a theater. Yeah. No, sometimes, like I said, out here, Wilder, on Wednesdays, I think it is. I can't remember what day it is. But they in the daytime, they'll show older movies. So you can go see something that, like I said, Creep Show, that's from like the 80s. I remember I had the graphic novel, like comic version. And that was one of the Stephen King movies that were actually good that they didn't fuck up. Yeah, same thing. Stephen King's really fucking, like, his record of adaptations is horrendous compared to the quality of the books. Like all these books that you read, Stephen King, they're great. Like, oh, these are great books. And they go, oh, they're going to make this into a movie. And you'd go, yeah, fuck, can't wait. And then you go watch it. And you'd be like, man, that movie sucks. How did they get it so wrong? They had to get Stanley Kubrick to make the fucking Shining. He pulled it off, but like I said, Peace Love says, have I seen the movie E.T.? Of course. Who hasn't seen E.T.? I was like prime age for E.T. I can't remember what year that was, but some dude says 80s horror films were the peak, I think, and I'm only 29. Yeah, you know what I think of modern horror is like, it's just like snuff movies. Like a Rob Zombie movie or whatever. I watched that. It wasn't Rob Zombie that made it, but there was like, they remade The Hills Have Eyes, which is a classic 80s horror movie, right? They remade it. And you're watching it and you're like, it was like a 10-minute long rape scene, you know, and you're like, this is like this is not, it's a snuff film. Like Rob Zombie's movies, all there is just an excuse to put violence on a screen where, you know, where Nightmare on Elm Street and shit like that, it was violent, but there was like stories and characters and people like the guy in the zombie films because he wore the clown makeup, Captain Howdy or whatever, but some dude says, yeah, 2000s horror films were good, but yeah, it's snuff, Saw, Hostel, etc. No, that's what I mean. It's just an excuse to put violence. And because nowadays you can be as graphic as you want with violence and shit like that, that there's not even no imagination to it. You know what I didn't like? Some dude, you might agree with me here. Let's see. When Rob Zombie remade Halloween, right? I didn't like it because he tried to give Michael Myers like this backstory where like, oh, well, William Forsythe was his drunken stepfather and he abused him and there's all these other things. And you're like, that's not scary. What made Michael Myers scary was he was just a regular kid. And he snapped and killed his sister and no one knew why. And then he didn't speak after that. And no one really knew why he did it. And to me, that's scarier than going, well, he tried to make, you know, I feel like he's trying to make him into some kind of sympathetic figure. We're like, well, he was abused. And so, you know, you can see where he got violent. It's like, no, what's scarier is the guy who's violent for no fucking reason whatsoever. To me. I thought it was fucking cheesy for him to do that. Some dude says, yeah, it's just making excuses for crazy people. Yeah, exactly. Well, and even like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the original ones. Like, have you ever seen Part 2? Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 has Dennis Hopper in it. When Dennis Hopper was like, he couldn't get a job because he was really fucking addicted to cocaine or something. And some dude says, low key, we were all abusing some way, not an excuse to snap. Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm saying, if you, oh, I love the Marx Brothers too, Julia. Captain Spaulding is from Animal Crackers. One of my favorites. Hooray for Captain Spaulding! No, but I'm saying, have you ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2? It's a comedy. Like if you watch it, it can only be taken in as such. It's the darkest of dark comedy that's ever been made. But it's a comedy nonetheless because it's all this funny shit that happens, and it's intentionally funny. It's like you can always hear the family guys like yelling at each other in the background, and they're insulting each other and shit. And it's then what's his name with the plate in his head is like singing songs and shit. And it's like it's. And they find the girl that Leatherface like likes her. He's like, what? You like her? He's like sex. You fucking around with sex? He's like, you got one choice, boy, sex or the saw? And he's like, sex is, well, nobody knows. It's like, but the saw is family. And you're like, dude, it's intentionally written to be funny. It is silly. That's what I'm telling you. It's a dark comedy. It's not even, I mean, it's a horror movie, but it's also a comedy. Like it's meant to be funny. And Dennis Hopper uh hits him in the ass with the chainsaw and it cuts it, and then he's like, oh, and then he's like under the table and he's like, the small businessman always gets it in the ass. And yes, and he's scratching the plate and like he has the Sonny Bono wig do. You know, you're like, dude, this is a comedy. It's so much more than just a horror movie. There's intentional humor in it. You know, it's like I said, it's the darkest of dark comedy that you can get. Anyway, and like I always say, when we get to an hour, we've been here for an hour now. Some dude says, I wanted to like the people who live under the stairs, but it was too weird for me. Yeah, the same thing though. There's definitely like an element of comedy in that one too. That's a Wes Craven, and like, have you ever seen Shocker? That's another one. Like, it's not a good movie, but you could tell that he was influenced by Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, where he was trying to put jokes into the horror movie. You know, like like on purpose. Like he's trying. It's intentionally funny. Or supposed to be funny. You know, it's called camp. You know, it's campy. Yeah, there's some dude that, you know who was in that? You remember the young Ving Rhames before he was Marcellus Wallace. he was the kid. He was the guy that drove the van. That drove Fool to the house. And the brother was Everett McGill, who was in a bunch of movies. You remember Silver Bullet? He was the werewolf priest. He was in Quest for Fire with Ron Perlman. Which, if you've never seen that, you should revisit that movie too. It's a movie about cavemen where they don't talk at all. It's Ron Perlman and Everett McGill, and I think Chong's daughter's in it, Ray Don Chong. And it's about these cavemen, and they have fire, but they don't know how to make fire, and then they get attacked by like these more primitive cavemen, and while they're running, the fire goes out, and then they have to Jacob's Ladder, Tim Robbins, right? Wasn't that Tim Robbins? Thank you, Av. He says I look like the lead of Breaking Bad. I wish that I don't think I look like Bryan Cranston. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of great movies from that era. But anyway, so they got to go on a quest to find the fire. And then they find this tribe that knows how to make fire. And Ray Don Chong is in that tribe. And her and Ron Perlman like hook up. And then he brings her back, and she teaches the cavemen how to make fire. You know, it's actually very interesting, except there's no dialogue whatsoever. It's just all a bunch of and a lot of fucking. A lot of doggy style fucking. Some dude says, did you see the film Society, 1989? I don't know. No, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. You ever seen the movie called Fade to Black? With Dennis Christopher. Where he plays like this weird actor dude who he starts killing people dressed up as different characters from horror movies. Allie says allegedly. It's a really good movie too. Should make a list of old movies. Fucking movies were so much better back then. I've noticed, like, when you go back and watch old movies, you're like, man, there's still some good movies that come out nowadays. but they're few and far between. There's a lot of garbage. Back in the day, there was lots of really good movies. You ever see Marathon Man, some dude with Dustin Hoffman? Laurence Olivier, where Dustin Hoffman gets mistaken for some spy. He's just a guy who's out running, and he gets kidnapped by this old Nazi that thinks he's a CIA agent. Of course he's not, but he starts torturing him and shit. And he's asking him all these questions, and he don't know the fucking answer. ADV says, "Oh my God, your voice is like a villain, a bad man." Well, that's not true. You should watch this show. No, you shouldn't judge people how they sound. I got a weird voice. I can't help it. Anyway, I only do hour shows. I don't do Joe Rogan 3-hour shows. But if you just stumbled on this show today and you never seen me before, and I thank you very much for hanging out. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States, except for this Saturday because there's a celebration for my father's birthday that I have to go to. So I won't be on Saturday. But generally, I'm on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. And obviously, the show is live and we interact. If you want to send me an email, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at outlook.com. If you'd like to listen to my stand-up comedy, I have an album. It's called Cancel Cultured. It's on iTunes, YouTube Music, all the streaming services. All you got to do is search for Bruce Leonard and you'll find me. It's free to listen to. So if you'd like to hear some stand-up comedy, like I said, there's an album. You can go check it out. Some dude, my dad, he's I'm not even sure his exact age. I think 73. They were teenagers when I was born. So my parents aren't that much older than me. About, 17, 18 years. Anyway, yeah, I think my dad's 73. I think. Yeah, John says he has that too. My DVD that I made before. My new album, the one I made 2 years ago, I think. No, more than that now. When I was touring, I think it's way better than Verbal Terrorism was good, but it was like I was a baby. I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, some of it's good, but like I said, the jokes now are so much better. And I have so much more meaning. Anyway, one more time. I said I'm here Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, some dude. I will. Except for Saturday, because that's I'm going to my dad's birthday celebration at my aunt's house. So I won't see you till then. And I said, you can send me an email at bruceleonardleansleft at outlook.com. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm about 1/3 of the way to monetization, which I never expected. To even get close to something like that. But I'm creeping up there. I need about 150 more subscribers, and I'll hit that number. And then I need people to watch. So if you just found me today, go back, watch some of the old episodes. Like I said, I do it 3 times a week for the last year. So if you go back to the episode before this one, we're just talking about what just happened the other day. You know what I mean? So it's still fresh. Thank you, some dude. And thank you for hanging out. And like I said, I got to get out of here. Thank you, guys. I have to say, like I said, I love each and every one of you that support me, and I thank you for it. And go out and enjoy yourselves. Have a good weekend since I won't see you. I'll be back Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Thank you so much. Good night. Standing there bathed in that light. Until that day I'll leave my eyes shut tight. I do not want to pick a fight.